Neeraj Deewan joins us, director with Quantum Securities. Neeraj, the Economic Times story impact is, I think, visible. PNB housing stock today is up 10%. Is there merit in assuming that PNB housing could be on the block because PNB is desperate to raise capital?
Yeah, good morning, Nikunj. Yeah, definitely, because see, we've been hearing that PNB is in a desperate situation to raise some money by selling non-core investments or selling money from the investment. So PNB Housing also is one where they could raise money and they would be looking in exiting a part of their stake there. And now if you're getting some investors which will be interested in buying this, I think that is positive, because otherwise in this kind of a market when big deals are not really happening right now, you really would be positive if they're able to, if you have good investors like HDFC Bank or strategic investors like HDFC Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank showing interest in PNB Housing. So if this happens, it will be positive for PNB Housing, plus it will be positive for PNB also to some extent. They'll be able to raise some money.
Merit in looking at IDBI Bank right now, Neeraj, because it's an ET Now exclusive. We pick up that LIC may be forced to buy a stake in IDBI Bank by the government. But for shareholders, what's the merit in it?
See, IDBI Bank was also in a desperate condition because they needed money, they needed capital. The kind of asset quality that they have is actually one of the worst if you list the banks. So is among the worst when you list the various banks. So I think IDBI Bank is desperate need of capital, and if they get this capital, I think it will be positive for IDBI Bank, and LIC has that kind of bandwidth to take care of a bank like IDBI and take care of the scrambles. And if economy picks up, I think this will improve for IDBI Bank like it may improve for other corporate facing banks also. But see, I'm not very sure of the way it has happened, because we've been seeing government going back to LIC time and again whenever there's some desperate situation. So this looks like a desperate situation, which is not the best of the solutions which I would have liked to see as far as taxpayer or a policy holder with LIC is concerned. But I think for IDBI Bank, this is a positive because they are in need of money and they are in need of capital, which they'll get through this route.
No, but the government is saying that under some act, and it just slipped to my eyes, that LIC, if a business looks valuable, has the right to take it over, and the government can hand over the business to LIC's portfolio. Do you think that this is the start of the things? Because you've not seen the government reach much consensus when the bad bank situation goes or consolidation goes. Would it really be the last resort to meeting their ever-growing capital needs in the wake of the NPA cycle not turning around?
Yeah, actually, we've been all waiting for the NPA cycle to turn around, which is not happening. But, when we saw this quarter and the February 12th circular, at least now everything is visible, or at least most of the pain is visible, and a lot of provisions have already been made. So if resolutions are going to happen going forward, I think which is visible with a couple of resolutions already happened. And when we meet a lot of banks, they also refer a lot of their cases on their own to NCLT. So there are going to be some recoveries there also. So they were hopeful that some recoveries will happen. I think that must have been the reason why cases were referred by banks on their own voluntarily to NCLT. So we have the NCLT 1, NCLT 2 and the voluntary list of banks given to NCLT. So I think these resolutions will start bearing some results, and the next, I think 2-3 quarters will see some resolutions happening. So I think government will also be looking at all the parameters and all the conditions there, and they are also hopeful that things would at least turn around as far as the NPAs is concerned. So though IDBI Bank looks like a desperate measure, but maybe timing wise it may not turn out to be that bad, because you may have the capex cycle picking up slowly, because when we go across corporates also, they are in need of money to increase the capacities. Now, like you saw, Tata Steel is like company like Tata Steel has been able to get Bhushan Steel, so they are going to do some inorganic. So people are looking at inorganic growth plus looking at capacity expansion across. So I think that should start picking up now slowly, and I think next 2, 3, 4 quarters will have even that requirement coming into the market.
Okay, having said that, where is it that you're spotting value right now, Neeraj?
Actually, see the kind of carnage we've seen in mid and small caps. Some of them don't really should not have been at this kind of level. But this time the correction has been little weird, if I must say that. You've been seeing the index staying at a level, and you've seen stocks really correcting left, right, and center. So even the good quality stock where you saw good management, hardly any debt in the books, good ROC, they've also corrected with the market. So there'll be stock across. There'll be some stocks in the auto ancillaries, like the commercial vehicle, facing stocks like Jamna Auto, which cater to commercial vehicles, or there will be consumption stocks, which like something like a Shopper Stop. So we have a buy on Shopper Stop, Jamna Auto, DCM Shriram. There'll be stocks in the infrastructure sector like a Kalpatru Power, where beside the power transmission, even their subsidiary, that is JMC, is also doing well. They have a good order book. So there will be stocks across which have corrected. So we need to pick up stock where we have a long-term comfort with the order book or the debt quality, asset quality, and I think and there's growth in the company. So I think there will be a lot of opportunities which are visible. Though in the shorter term, I may say that I am still confused how the market may play for the short term, because I am not seeing any interest coming back. So there is lack of interest. People are not putting in money. Where in February everyone was gung-ho and wanting to put in all their money in mid-small caps. Now people are scared to put in money. Though when people are scared, that may be the best time. So for long-term investors who want to build up a portfolio, this is the right time. Though there may be some more pain in the short term, which I am not very sure of.
Neeraj, great chatting with you. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today.